Hey guys, it's Losi from Losi and welcome to All Things Events, where you learn all the tips and tricks on how to be in an events industry. Welcome guys, welcome to another video. This video is all about events gigs. Now I know we are still on lockdown in South Africa. We are on level 1 and some of the level 1 regulations do require us to have only 250 to 500 guests at events for our weddings, birthday celebrations and launches. However, if you have a venue that hosts up to 2,000 people, you are allowed to have 50% capacity of that venue. So that means you will have at least 1,000 people at your event, and obviously putting on the mask and sanitizing at all times and just basically following all the COVID-19 rules and regulations at all our events. Now I know there's been a lot of people already that are calling me, that are texting me, that are asking me about, if I can hook them up with jobs, if I can hook them up with events, if I can hire them for, decorations, flowers, balloons, photography, and so forth. And I also see a lot of my clients, they are booked and busy. Some have not even stopped working. They have been working throughout, the whole lockdown situation, doing intimate birthday celebrations and weddings. So it has been really, really good to see that. And I also know that we are excited with this whole level 1 because I know when the president announced, a lot of people in the industry, they were, sharing videos, congratulating each other. Yay, finally we're back at work. I mean, it's been months without money and we are so amped. I know I am so amped to be back at work. I am available 27 hours a day, if there's such a thing. I am available 400 days a month, if there's such a thing, but I basically available all the time, me and my team, of course. So I want to come to you and share with you some of the things that you should make sure that you should do or not do when you want to enter our events industry. Now, tip number 1 is to make sure that you send your links, CV, portfolio before calling clients. Now, I get a lot of texts, I get a lot of, calls from young people asking me to hook them up with jobs, asking me to hook them up with gigs, photographers, and so forth. But some of them, I don't even know their work. Do you get what I mean? So I think before you call a client or a potential client or someone that you want to work with, you want to partner up with, at least give them a little bit of a brief about you. Even if you send it via WhatsApp, guys, WhatsApp is a thing. You can send WhatsApp, I know obviously at events, send your client WhatsApp of obviously some of the photos that you've taken. If you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, make sure that your things are in order online and so forth, so that if somebody asks you for a link, you basically can give them what they want and then they can view your work. If you're a promo girl or a hostess, you're looking for work, please do make sure that you send a list of some of the work that you've done. Maybe you've done hostessing at, the SA Awards, or you've worked for the Polo, or you've done, some bit of work before you call that person or that potential client. Make sure at least you give them at least a day or two to make sure that maybe they would have read the text or the WhatsApp that I sent them before I start calling them, right? Tip number 2 is to make sure when you do call those people, never say you are desperate. I get people calling me saying, yo, Sising Talun Hokishe up, yo, I'm desperate, I really need the job. As bad as that sounds, there isn't much a person can do, especially when you say you are desperate. The only thing that you're doing, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage, because not only some people might look at you and say, oh, okay, this one we can use because they are desperate. You must also make sure that you are, communicating properly. As much as, yes, you're desperate, but don't ever say that. I don't want to tell you some of the things that will happen to you when you use the word desperate. Don't use that word. The third one is to make sure when you are calling these clients or when you are texting these potential people, you are doing that during business hours. If you do not know business hours, you can go on your Google and you can Google business hours. Usually in South Africa, business hours is from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening, or 8 in the morning until 4 in the evening, depending on obviously the type of client, business, or the type of company that you're going for. I know sometimes obviously in retail they work from 9 until 9 in the evening, but it's never after that. Don't call people at 10 o'clock. Don't call people at 8 and ask them for work, especially when you're still asking for work. Don't call them late, because people, trust me, a lot of people work a lot. Now, when they're at home, when it's after hours, they really, really do appreciate it when you respect their time at home. Do you get what I mean? Especially, entrepreneurs and, small business owners, people that don't have, obviously, like offices and so forth. When you call them late, like sometimes it really rubs them off the wrong way. So you must always make sure you communicate during business hours if you are still looking for work. But if you've been working with this person, maybe they want something from you, or you're designing a poster for them, you can call them anytime. I've got my designer that will text me until 8 or 10 o'clock or say, hey, listen, I need you to proofread this. I need you to let me know if you like this design and so forth. But if it's someone new and you are calling me at 8, come on, dude. I know. Really? The fourth tip actually goes to the young gents and ladies that are looking for work. Now, guys, when you are communicating with a person that owns an agency and they're asking for your photos, maybe photos of you or photos of whatever, you must make sure that at least the photos that you are sending the client, they are good quality photos. At least invest, even if when you are working or you have a friend that has a nice phone that takes good quality photos, you can ask them to take you a photo and send it to you, so that at least if I ever need this photo, I can then use this photo. And also, try not to send selfies. I get a lot of people sending me their selfies, sending me, pictures of them, and you can see the background. It's like they were sleeping, or I don't know what's happening. And I do understand the reason why they're sending me those images is because I have clients that usually ask for, blonde ladies with an afro. They want maybe hand models. They want skinny girls, chubby girls, whatever situation may be, depending on that campaign. So I would ask for photos, and this person is not even trying to get to like a plain background, to make sure that at least the photo looks decent enough. So you must always make sure that when you're sending your work, photos, images, profiles, please make sure they are of good quality. Good quality. Doesn't cost that much, but you need to invest in producing good quality content. Now, the fifth tip is dress code. Guys, dress code is a big problem, not only to the workers, but to their owners as well. I don't understand why people do not take their work or themselves seriously. I have worked with a number of clients. I know clients when they do set up, like I even know them by a shoe that I la teki yeka ban, because I know every time when they're working, they have this sneaker that they wear, which is black and white, and they wear like nice tracksuit, because they're showing that, we are here for work. Remember, as much as yes, you're not working at a fancy office and stuff like that, you are working at someone's private home. You are working at a venue of which when you get there, and yes, you're there for decoration, but at least look appropriate, look like you are there for work. Also, there was another event that I did, and I'm always dressed in black at events. It's standard. I don't care if I'm planning the event, decorating the event, working at the event, but I am always wearing black at events. Now, I'm working at this event, and I think this guy was a photographer or videographer. Hey guys, like, I don't know what he was wearing. He had Jordans that were like red and white. He had jeans, torn jeans. He had like I don't know what he was wearing, like a Fabiani t-shirt. Like he was there, like it's like he's now the boss, and everyone else was wearing suits because it was, I think it was a corporate, if it was not a funeral, and everyone else was wearing black. I mean, people were all dressed up, and when yes, you're there for work, but also look at your mates. You know, you do find photographers that wear black because they understand the whole standard of, you know, looking appropriate at work. Now, the sixth tip goes to all my business owners, entrepreneurs, and basically, you know, the hustlers. Guys, securing payments before work. I stress about this a lot because I know I've made those mistakes where I would work and then after work I then wait for payment. I've had a client that was trying to ditch me and not pay me, and she paid me 8 months later. After now I've decided, you know what, if you don't want to pay me, I'm going to take you to social media, and I'm not gonna say anything bad. I wrote like a nice, you know, review to say I was very disappointed, we've worked with you, however you've blocked us and so forth, and she came back. And I also see how some people take clients on social media saying we've worked, this person used us, they've taken us for granted and so forth. But you don't want to go for that route. You don't want to go with that route. You want to make sure that when you're sending a quote, at least the person pays before work, and also explain to them. I do think sometimes we don't explain to clients that we actually need the payment before we start working. They do know when they're booking the caterers, when they're booking drinks and so forth, that Macro or Checkers or wherever you buy the meat will not give you the food if you don't pay. A chef won't do a job without getting paid because they need the equipment, which is the food, to make sure that they prepare the food for your event. So you also need to treat each and every supplier like that. And that also makes the job very easy for all suppliers and everyone that is working at your event to also give you like a great, good professional service without any hiccups. Because I think without any doubt, when you are paid on time, you know, it gives it that, you know, lay client, I want to make sure Losi, I want you to go to the shop. I take the car and I run. Do you get what I mean? Because I understand they always make sure that payments are secured on time. Everything is done on time before the event. And you also don't want to, you know, work and then after work, instead of you focusing on chasing other gigs, you now need to chase this client. Hey, I have not received the payment and so forth. That is why we come to events to work. It's not just for fun or for, oh no, I can decorate, or no, I love doing flowers. No, we there for one thing and one thing only. It is Changura Chelete. We are there for imali. Sifuna ntoni? Imali. The last tip is to make sure that you prepare ahead. Guys, preparation is very important. I cannot stress this enough. You need to make sure that you are the most organized person when you are doing events, because events, it's like they just pop up. They're like popcorns, you know. You can even get a client calling you and say, hey, listen, I need you to come to a Pulukwane. And if you are not a person that prepares ahead, you're gonna have a problem when it comes to taking those gigs, you know. a cake falls now, a cake, you know, something happens to a cake, you are able to, I know I can get another cake, or I know I can, you know, yabo, funa kube sharp, funa uplan, upreparishe, guys. Izinto ziyapreparishwa. And this does not even go with just being an event planner. In your life, if you do not plan things, how are you expecting to achieve anything if you don't plan? You need to prepare ahead. You need to make sure izinto zakho, they are straight and they are prepared. And that brings me to the end of this video. If there's anything that you thought, you know what, Losi, you did not mention this and this and this, please do make sure that you comment it on the comment section down below. Let me know some of the things that you think are best when it comes to, you know, event gigs, and also some of the content that you would like to see next on my channel. Please guys, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you on my next upload.